when something happens, a citizen comes in, typically the police administration, they're going to take the cop's word over anything else, generally, right?
Yeah.
It's important to listen to the people.
And if you don't know, you're going to get educated on it.
I'm just telling you, if you don't heed my warning, you're going to be turning off your Facebook comments too. I promise. So we are out today at the Edgewater Police Department in Edgewater, Florida. This is the police department that has recently hired Kyle Walker. Now, if you've followed this channel, you're familiar with Kyle Walker, and you'll know that he previously worked for the Orange City Police Department. He worked there only about 7 months. It was the very first department he ever worked at, fresh out of the academy. He was under a 1-year probationary period, but after 7 months, in January of 2024, he abruptly resigned. We've talked about this before, so I won't go into all of the detail, but it's not normal for a cop to just suddenly resign without notice, just put in a letter effective immediately, especially when they're in a probationary period. But that's what Kyle did. Now, recently, a couple of different people from his former department who have been offering information to me claim that, as I suspected, something happened. Something happened, and a brand new complaint or something along those lines was headed his way with the Orange City Police Department. And whatever that was, on top of all of the other things that have been documented, many of which you've seen on this channel, he may have thought that was it. That's it. This isn't going to look good, and he better get out of here. Now, this is alleged, but it comes from people within that department, his previous co-workers. And like I said before, something like that would make his abrupt departure make more sense. Now, as you've seen in previous videos, I first came into contact with Kyle Walker when he violated my Fourth Amendment rights very, very blatantly. I tried to correct him. I tried to bring it to his department's attention, and you remember how that went. It's been a fiasco that's ongoing today. Check out the links if you're not familiar, if you're new here, but it's been insane. And we've also documented, as you'll see in some of those links, or you've already seen these videos, that he's definitely violated the rights of other people as well. And I mean blatant, ridiculous examples. So allegedly something else had happened, and if that's the case, someone in that position might think, I better quit right now before it's too late, because if I do that, I can still be hired by another agency. Now, that thing that allegedly happened, I don't know what it is yet, but I'm working on it, so don't go anywhere. So I wanted to come to Edgewater. I just want to see, what they're all about. Do they have a good image here? Do they have a bad image here? I want to request a couple public records. I'm curious if they are familiar with Kyle's history, and if nothing else, give them a heads up. Like, don't take my word. Go see for yourself. See the evidence for yourself at what he's demonstrated before with another agency and what's happened from all of that. And if you're going to employ him here for the sake of your citizens and the sake of the image of this department, you better work really hard with him and stay on top of him. And unlike his previous department, or at least the chief of that department, listen to the people when they come to you with concerns, whether or not that citizen happens to be holding a camera. The citizens, the people encountering these cops, have much more interaction and a better knowledge of their behavior than a chief sitting behind a desk would have. So it's crucial they listen to the people and set their personal feelings aside. So we're going to go inside and get started. We actually get pretty lucky and run into someone who's probably the best person we could run into out here. And let me mention something real quick. I see that a lot of you keep coming back to watch all of these videos, and I really appreciate you. I appreciate the interest and the support and help spreading the word, help spreading awareness and education, while pushing for accountability and transparency. But I noticed that a lot of you, you're pretty loyal and you keep coming back, but you haven't hit that subscribe button yet. So do me a favor. Do this whole community a favor. Since you're going to be here anyway, just hit the subscribe button and hit the notifications while you're there so you can be the first to know when new things come out. By doing this, it helps me do more of this, better of this, and helps us reach even more people. Obviously, a lot of you are already subscribed, and I really appreciate you, because this is a collective thing. It's not just me, it's with your support. And the further our reach, the bigger our voice, and that betters our chances of making a difference. But I definitely appreciate all of you. Now I'm going to shut up so we can get into this. Hello, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm all right. I just wanted to get a couple of public records.
Okay.
From the police department public records.
What type of record?
An application for employment for Kyle Walker.
Okay.
And the last 2 closed internal investigations within the department.
Okay.
No, just for the department.
For the last two, what?
Internal investigations?
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think Kyle has any IAs yet. He will, though.
Application is going to come from HR. Let me find out about the internal affairs investigation. I'll find out about getting that for you.
Okay, I appreciate it. Thank you. What size? How many? This is a small department, right? This is how many sworn officers do they have?
34.
34? Okay. I guess I thought I'd been out here before, but I guess I've never been out here.
No worries. Yep, we're going to look into that for you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Let me know what you think in the comments, but I get the impression they don't get a whole lot of record requests here, just based on how they reacted. I mean, they were fine, just seemed like it's not a common question. And this is, I guess, a very small department. I've not really done much research on it. It may be about the same size as the Orange City Police Department, either 2 or 3 cops on at a time. But the building itself is tiny. We're standing right here in, I guess, the lobby, which is also the entrance area. So everything you see right here is the entirety of the public area of the Edgewater Police Department. Very, very small. Looks pretty old, but it's also just a pretty small city. Edgewater is not a beach town, just a little west of the Atlantic Ocean, just west of New Smyrna Beach, which is just a little south of Daytona Beach. Okay.
And do you want this emailed to you?
Yeah, I can give you an email.
Okay, what is it?
It's all one word, TwistedLuckMwdia.
TwistedLuckMwdia
@gmail.com. Mm-hmm.
Okay. What we do is we set up a just for you, and if it's like we put it in there. So
right. Okay.
To you in
okay.
case the file's really big.
Yep.
And then so you want. And you just want his application.
Yeah, just the application, and then the last 2 closed internal investigations. Who do they have on for supervisors per day? What is it, like a sergeant and...
A sergeant on duty.
Okay. I don't know if they have lieutenants or how it works.
No, we don't have any lieutenants.
Yeah.
Just the sergeant.
Okay. All right.
Okay. All right. We will get this and get it emailed to you.
All right. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Have
Thank
a
you.
good day.
You too. So hopefully this department, they'll be good about turning around their public records, unlike the DeLand Police Department with what we've seen with them recently. And hopefully they'll do it in a reasonable amount of time. I'd like to see the most recent IAs just to see what's going on at this agency. And obviously there's some things I'd like to look at with Kyle's application. We're going to talk to a couple people here in a minute, but in the meantime, just real quick, I'll show you the rest of this department. Not much to see. We saw all of the public areas of the inside. Up ahead, this yellow line on the ground is as far as the public can go outside. It's restricted access beyond that point, and we follow all laws all the time. So this is as far as we can go. Around this corner to the right, apparently, is where the police park that are on duty. They've got a back entrance over there. I don't know if they have take-home cars here. I kind of think that they don't. And this area here to the right appears to be just the area where they keep their other vehicles. Just general parking of department vehicles, city vehicles, or whatever. Yeah, just really not much to see at this department. Very, very small. And it seems very, very outdated. I don't know if these are older pool cars that are in here, but looks like a lot of the vehicles are pretty old too. Now there's a citizen up here. He's waiting to see an officer. He's actually a resident here, but he's the victim of a theft. We talked about a lot of things, but I mainly wanted to get from him, since he's a local, what his perception of the image of this department is. Yeah, I know Kyle Walker in Orange City.
Yeah.
I got a bunch of videos with him. I mean, just blatantly violating people's rights, being a bully,
Yeah.
All sorts of stuff. And he just abruptly quit. Within training, he'd only been there 7 months. And then he quit without notice. He just walked away. And last week they hired him here. So trying to get some records on him here and give them a heads up. I don't know, how is this department usually?
It's not bad.
No?
No. Pretty good. I mean, I've had a couple run-ins with him, and not too bad.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, I watch a lot of that accountability stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He gave me a lot of information, but I'm going to have to give you the gist of it because it would just be too much to censor. Just a lot of F and S bombs, which is fine, but I've got to try to limit that here. He said essentially to him, from what he knows, a decent, not a bad image. He said he's had a couple of run-ins where he's felt picked on, like he's been stopped a couple times for improperly crossing the street on foot, and he feels that's just an in to get his ID, run his name, see if he's got warrants, see if they can get into his pockets, see if he's got anything on him. And he's right. Typically, that is exactly what it's all about. And unfortunately, you're going to find stuff like that everywhere. But even with that, he says to him, overall, decent image. And if that's valid, and if that's the general consensus, it's even more important that they be forewarned as to what they're taking on here and try to correct it before it becomes their problem. So as I'm talking to this resident, I notice a vehicle coming from behind the building where I showed you that the police vehicles are parked, and it looks to me to be an unmarked police vehicle. So I'm going to try to see who it is, see if maybe they'll talk to me for a minute. And I was surprised to see who it is, not who I expected, but the stuff he says is all too common. He's soft-spoken, so bear with him. I'm going to try to help you out with some captions. Hey, how you doing? Oh, you're the chief. How you doing?
Chief, how are you?
Kyle, I'm good. You know who I am? No, all right. I was just I'm great that I ran into you. I wanted to give you a heads up about Kyle. Kyle Walker. Not sure exactly the circumstances that he left Orange City, but there's definitely some issues there. I personally tried to talk to him for months to try to straighten him out and try to educate him on some things. He had a big ego and a real bad attitude. It's documented. You can see it. It's all proven. It's not my word, but violating people's rights, not being familiar with constitutional rights, being a bully, doing things he's not supposed to do and he can't do, and long documentation of all of this stuff. It's not my question. Yeah, I'm just letting you know that you guys just hired a tyrant, and I'm trying to give you a heads up. Maybe you can give him some proper training or whatever.
Yes, absolutely.
What's that? Do you guys look at YouTube videos as a part of the background check? Yeah. So you do look at YouTube videos as part of the background check? Yeah. So you saw all his stuff before you hired him? Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't even know who you were. Yeah. Yeah, no, I was like, hey, man, I just want to, and then I was like, I recognize you as the chief. I said, oh, I'll give you a heads up. I didn't really want to ask you a question. I'm not being an asshole. No, I know. I'm just, so you know, so you don't think I'm being a jerk.
Asking all these repetitive questions, I get it. I understand, but conversation, we have to make a point with you when you talk.
Yeah, that's fine, but
it's kind of like spitfire stuff right now. I get it. In front of social media, I understand all that.
Well, I'm spitfiring because you're on your way. I know how this works. I only get a second, so I got to get everything out right now, you know?
More than a second, I'll make a point of that.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. But no, I mean, it's not really for me. It's mainly for the people in your city and for the image of your department. I'm just genuinely giving you a heads up. That's it. I think that's why he left. I think. Yeah. For the last 5 years, we have good police officers. His actions caused Orange City to close down the comments on their Facebook page and bring them a really bad image. So, no, I'm just telling you that. That's why I'm telling you. And I'm trying to give you a heads up so you don't face the same fate. Do I have 30 minutes? Yeah. Yeah, that's fine.
My office, we're not going to do a report interview in my office. We have a conversation first.
Yeah, no, I have a policy. I don't talk to law enforcement. See, and we run into that a lot. Why don't you like to talk on camera?
In my office, have a conversation. Because I don't have to be talking about that. So I would have a conversation just in general, but that's what you man.
Yeah.
I'm offering to you, man.
But you...
I'll meet with anybody, that's the thing.
Yeah, but only in your office?
Only in my office, man. But not when you're catching me out the driveway.
Oh, no, that's what you said, but in your office.
Conversation.
Yeah, when you come back so we can talk right out front or something.
Are you afraid to go inside the police department, or?
Are you afraid to be recorded?
No, I knew you were recording. I can see you recording.
Well, but like you said, you didn't want to have you'll have a conversation in your office where I can't record. No, I know. No, you said, am I afraid to go inside? You said I can't record in there. So I gave you the reverse Uno card.
Yeah, no, I don't want to sit outside.
You're not with them?
No, I'm good. I'm just giving a warning about Kyle Walker, that's all.
You don't need help.
No, I'm good. Yeah, no, and I appreciate that. And I appreciate that. Like I said, it's not for me to gain anything. It's genuine, because if you ignore it, you're going to find out. And you're going to be like, I remember that guy told me that. I'm telling you. I know you don't know. That's why I'm trying to tell you.
I do know. We do thorough background. I get it, man. You're looking for content. I understand that.
No, I'm not looking for content. I'm not looking for. It's going to be content. This is about education, right?
Why would you not have a conversation?
Did I not just say I'm happy to have a conversation with you, but I'm not going to not record it? So when you come back, do you want to have a conversation out front?
No, we're not going to do a recorded interview without you actually having some actual questions.
So to clarify, you will talk to me, but not on camera.
That's fine.
But why not? Why are you afraid to talk on camera?
I see you recording.
Right now, right.
Yeah, of course. I stopped and said hello.
But you're not talking about these things. You don't want to talk about these things. You said you'll come back.
I'm not going to speak about Orange City.
I'm not asking you to speak about Orange City. I didn't ask you to talk about Orange City.
I'll just be courteous. That's it.
I understand that, and I appreciate it. I'm trying to be courteous by giving you the heads up. I have nothing to gain.
Thank you.
He's gonna bring negative light to this department if you don't heed my warning. I'm just telling you. If you don't heed my warning, you're gonna be turning off your Facebook comments too. I promise you. You'll see. That's the chief. Afraid to talk on camera. As we see so much of. Hey man, I forget. What's your chief's name? The chief name? I forget what's his name.
That's Chief Mahoney.
Mahoney, that's right. Yeah, have you met Kyle yet? Kyle?
I have not.
I was just talking to the chief. I'm not an asshole. I'm not trying to be an asshole.
Yeah.
I was trying to give him a warning.
I love your shirt.
Oh, yeah, you get it. Yeah. Kyle Walker comes from Orange City, where he abruptly quit during his probationary period, right? I'm genuinely just trying to give people here a heads up. I'm not familiar with your department. You might have a good image. You might have some good guys here. I don't know. Kyle Walker, if you look at his history in Orange City, his actions caused that department to turn their Facebook comments off because he brought so much negative attention.
He's a cop?
He was a cop.
Okay.
Edgewater hired him here last week.
Oh, okay.
He abruptly quit after being there 7 months during probation. Without notice, he quit. Now he's here. You can look at, I was trying to tell your chief, he thinks I'm being a jerk, but I told him, I said, I'm telling you, you'll remember one day, if you don't heed my warning, you remember, that guy told me that. He brought a lot of negative light to that department, and then came over here. He's acted like, you see everything's on video, so it's not me alleging things. It's all documented and you can see it. Acting like a bully, not familiar with people's rights or doesn't care about them. Brought a lot of negative attention to that department. I personally tried to talk to him several times just to be like, hey man, do you understand you can't do this? Or do you understand what you need to do this? He won't even have the conversation. If you look on Orange City, their Facebook comments, before they turned them off, a lot of the comments are still there. You'll see Walker this, Walker. Look on your own Facebook page. People have already started commenting on this Facebook page about Walker from Orange City. So can he change his ways? Maybe, but he hadn't by the time he left. He was continuously doing these things. So I was genuinely trying to warn your chief. And I've talked to a couple people asking about, hey, what's that department like? How's that department out there? And people have said, no, they got some good guys. Matter of fact, I asked this guy here, and he said the same, mostly positive things.
All right, man, thank you.
All right, you too, man. Good luck. Twisted Luck Truth. Yeah. So just genuinely, like I was trying to tell you, Chief, real quick, like you're saying, and he confirmed it, some other people too. I think generally, you guys have a decent image here. So how long have you been here?
I just got here like 7 months.
You just got here.
Yeah.
So I'm telling you, all right. Well, not anymore. Kyle's the new guy now. They just hired him last week, the 13th or 14th, I think.
Gotcha. I was in class. Yeah.
Okay, so if he stays or whatever happens, the chief didn't want to hear it because he thinks, you're just looking for views.
No,
you're looking for
lucky
content.
we even saw the chief.
I know.
He's working a lot. I barely see him. He works a lot.
I didn't know who it was. I said, hey, ask you a question. He
lot.
put the window down. I said, oh, yeah, perfect. I'll tell you. I'm just trying to let him know. To maintain that image, at the very least, man, if Kyle is going to be here, you guys are going to have to stay on top of him. You're going to have to train him.
Oh, they will.
And here's what I'm telling you, man. He was 4 months. He was hired after four. That's when I first encountered him, after 4 months.
Yeah.
Complete. I'm telling you, you can look at the videos. It's not me making accusations.
Yeah.
It's documented. Being an absolute bully to people for no reason. Violating people's rights. Documented. violating rights, more than one occasion, several different occasions. I mean, for one example, read this guy Miranda, right? Do you want to? No, I don't want to talk. After that point, Kyle badgered him for 30 minutes. Where'd you get this? Are you selling drugs? Where'd you get? Tell me right now. And coaxed him into a confession post Miranda when the guy said he didn't want to talk.
Yeah.
That's just one example. Fourth Amendment, pissed all over Fourth Amendment. So
well, I know these guys don't play around. Like the training, I can tell you right now. So I came from another agency. You know,
yeah.
And the other agency I came from, I was there for almost 5 years.
Yeah.
And I can tell you right now, day one of coming here, the training here was tough. I'm not even gonna lie with you. As an experienced officer, the training here was tough. Well, they engrave here. The one thing that they focus here a lot on is, you know, making sure you know your rights. And if you don't know it, call somebody of senior there. And if you don't know it, you're gonna get educated on it. And
you mean on constitutional rights? Is that what
anything that you don't know,
good.
This agency will make sure you know it. You know what I mean? And if you don't know something, it's okay to say you don't know it and say, hey, let me find out. Let me get some more information about it. Because
absolutely,
you know, we're not God. We don't know everything.
Absolutely.
I can tell you when I see these trainers here, they impress me with how much they knew and all that. So I can tell you right
good.
now. So I mean, maybe he'll change. Maybe he'll change. You know what I mean?
I hope he will, for the sake of the people that live here and for the image of your department. I hope he will. Another thing that's important, and the chief, you know, of whatever, listen to the people, right? Because we do the training, and we all know how the blue line works. We understand how that works. When something happens, a citizen comes in, typically the police administration, they're going to take the cop's word over anything else, generally, right?
Yeah.
It's important to listen to the people, because the people aren't coming in for any reason. Sometimes people are just making shit up or whatever. But when you have people being passionate about things, or like I have been with different things, you know, or, you know, they're really trying to say, hey, I'm trying to change, I'm trying to make change, I'm trying to educate, I'm trying to fix a problem. Always listen to the people. You know, that's important. Hopefully that chief, your Chief Mahoney, hopefully he will do that.
I know he won't tolerate anything. If he hears anything, he will fix it.
I hope that's the case. And like you, for example, I'm just using you as the example. They come in and they train you, like, hey, this is what you're going to do. These are the people's rights and everything. They know they trained you. They know you know. All right, go out there and be a cop.
Yep.
So they saw you here in training, but now the people are seeing you, right? So maybe you're coming out here and being a bully, even though you know maybe you're being a bully, right? They don't see it. They saw what they saw, but the people are seeing it. So the people come in and they're like, hey, this cop, he doesn't know the rights. He's bullying me, doing this and that. Get the hell out of here. He's trained. He knows. You know what I mean? Kind of that aspect of it. So I think it's important to, I'm not saying you do that, but just the example, you know. So I think it's
so the one thing that scared me
when
I came here, the one thing that scared me the most, I heard that the minute you get in trouble here, they watch your cameras right away. Like the minute you get, even if you even get a complaint that you didn't stop and person says I didn't roll the stop sign, don't watch your cameras. Or a person says I wasn't speeding. I mean, these guys, they check. So that thing freaked me out at first. I was like, oh my God, like I'm gonna get a phone call every single day here. But like you said, you do good.
Yeah, absolutely. And I wish had Orange City done that, had they reviewed cameras and done things like that, the things that we found on body cam footage through public records and things that we saw firsthand, holy crap. Had Orange City been doing what you said they do here, that would have been stopped before. And, you know, like I said, it's not me. I have no personal vendetta against him. I have no personal connection. As a person, I don't even know him. I know my experiences with him. I know what I've seen of him in the capacity of a law enforcement officer. And it's not been good. So I tried for a long time to educate him and just have a conversation with him. Hey, man, do you understand? You can't just demand anybody's ID and threaten to arrest them if they don't give it to you, if you don't have suspicion of a crime or, you know, whatever it is. Yeah. He don't want to hear it. But so, yeah, I just want to give you, above anything else, you guys a heads up. And that's about it as it relates to the issue at hand. And I'll leave it up to you to put it in the comments whether you think any of this from anyone was taken seriously. But I was still there when the chief came back, and I wanted to see after he thought about it, maybe he will talk to me. Back. Obviously, he saw that I'm still out here, and I'm hoping that he had some time to think about it and decided, you know what, maybe I will go talk to him. So he's driving around the back of the building beyond that restricted access area that I showed you. I'm still here if you change your mind, Chief Mahoney. You didn't change your mind? You're going inside? He hears me. I'm bound by this yellow line now. I can't go beyond that yellow line. Oh well. So I did hang out for a few minutes to see if maybe he would go in the back and back out the front to meet with me. Spoiler alert, that didn't happen. But this is an issue we see with police chiefs kind of commonly. No, I'm only going to talk to you off camera. I won't talk on camera. I'll only talk in my office where recording is prohibited. Why? They must realize that gives an anti-transparent image. It would lead some to believe that they may have something to hide, or they don't want more than just you to hear what they're going to say. And these are public servants. Public servants. Nothing should be hidden from the public. And as you heard Mahoney say, yeah, I get it. I know you're just looking for content. So I'm always wondering, do they genuinely believe that? Or is that just what they say as the excuse not to talk? Because it seems pretty clear to the general public, most people, that there is a purpose behind doing these things. It brings public awareness. It's educational to both the citizens and law enforcement. Police have used my videos and others just like my videos as training. It's definitely not about getting clicks or likes or views, like some of them are so quick to say. And I tend to lean more toward they know that, and that's just what they say to avoid it. It's difficult for me to believe that they don't know that the ones that say that, usually upper administration within these police departments, are the only ones that don't get it. I don't buy that. The administration, or at least the police chief at Orange City, didn't do Kyle any favors. Had that chief actually listened, instead of ignoring me and not taking me seriously because of what I do, because I have a camera, because I document and educate, he could have got on top of this. He could have made a difference. So ignoring all of this was a disservice to Kyle Walker, not just the people. And I mean everything I said here. I'm not after Kyle. Did he violate my rights? Absolutely he did. You all saw that. But I'm not personally after anybody. You could even see it in a way as if I'm looking out for him too, trying to help him. But above all else, I'm trying to help the people. So I know you'll let me know in the comments what you think. If another agency actually pays attention, listens to people, stays on top of things, and deals with them instead of ignoring them, could they change the ways of someone like that? Do they care enough about the community to make sure they do that? It would also benefit their image, so you'd think that would be incentive. But the only negativity that could come from this is ignoring what I'm saying. Paying attention, taking it seriously, can only be positive in every aspect. So I guess the ball is in their hands. Definitely get into the comments and share your thoughts on all of this. Make sure you check out the links to the other related videos. And there's plenty of other related videos and similar videos on the channel. And like I said earlier, if you're here anyway, hit the subscribe button. It's free, and I'll make it worth your while. And definitely stay tuned. There's so much more to come.